Mm-hmm. Tonight, on Rivalry Night, it's two familiar rivals squaring off again. Mexico City, coming out back-to-back shutouts, is looking to stake their claim. And you are looking live at a sold-out Estadio Azteca from Mexico City, Mexico, as the Mexico City Aztecs take on the Tallahassee Pride. Good evening, everyone. I'm Colin Northrop, your play-by-play commentator. Rick Northrop on color.
Good evening, everybody.
And Shan Varner is in the truck doing stats. I'd like to give a shout-out early to Stacker 3, who just subscribed to us with a Twitch Prime sub for the 7th month. He's subscribed 3 consecutive months. Thank you, sir. As we've seen a lineup scrolling across the screen, the Mexico City team, they've posted back-to-back shutouts, outscoring their opponents 88-0. The Pride looking to break that streak following a high-scoring shootout with Dallas.
And if someone's going to break that streak, Colin, it's going to be the Pride.
Christian Christensen calls the toss, and it is heads. The Pride will take the football. So as those things get set for you, Rick, we've seen we've seen these teams play a couple times already.
Yes.
Do you think Tallahassee is going to score on Mexico for the first time in 8 quarters of play?
I definitely think so. I like a lot of what Tallahassee does and tries to do, and I think Mexico City's going to have their hands full tonight.
We have Cole Varner set to tee this up. He's got his hand in the air. Boot it. We're underway. Kick goes all the way out of the back of the end zone. The man with the iron leg never ceases to amaze.
Well, we're going to see right now if Tallahassee has something special. You know, it's not uncommon, Colin, that first series or two, it's more of a feeling out process here in the SFL, no different than most leagues. Here we go.
A.J. Francis in the backfield in the I formation here. They give to him up the middle and ISO. Then he powers through for a 7-yard pickup.
Francis with that patented swim move with the ball.
And then the rest of the Pride on offense, besides him and Christensen, are wide receivers Grayson Willis, number 11, and Ken Gossett, number 84, and the rookie tight end, Ty Norris. We'll set the Mexico defense up for you in a minute as up the middle, Francis goes, and he gets close to the first down marker, but don't mark him about a chest hair short.
Is that right? That totally looked like he had forward progress there.
Jack Brown on the tackle. He's the one linebacker. in this defense, number 42. It's a 3rd and inches play. 2 straight hands off for Francis. Will they go back to him here for a 3rd time? Here's the kid to Francis, and he's up the middle through to the 33-yard line. First down, Tallahassee.
Tallahassee showing early some patience, just trying to move the sticks, get something going here. You know, I have no fans, but for those that have been paying attention, you'll hear me talk a lot about just a focus on making progress, moving the sticks, making first downs. That's a great formula for success in the league.
And Christensen, for a 4th straight time, gets to Francis, and he's still picking up yards. He picked up 5 on that first down play. Mexico City, their corners are number 32, Han Tayumi, and number 38, Franagawa. The strong safety is number 29, Pablo Zamora, and the free safeties are number 31, Nick Daggs, and number 44, Jeffrey Daggs.
Here's your first pass play of the game.
And Christensen going deep. Oh, it's knocked away. So I saw the formula early to trying to gash this nickel-heavy defense. You see as Zamora knocks that away, passing to for Grayson Willis. 2nd down.
That was completely ill-advised as he threw it into triple or quadruple coverage there just about. I tried to force it in. He did have a wideout open on the left side of the formation. He was bound determined to throw that sucker over the middle.
You got 5 wide out here on 3rd and 5 rather. Christensen will pop this one over the middle. It's complete to Ken Gossett to the 48-yard line.
That's an impressive throw. He's not afraid to put it in there into harm's way. And he threads the needle for another first down.
Pablo Zamora in the neighborhood.
Along with Mr. Rogers, apparently.
As we get a look, here's a heavy set from Tallahassee. They give it off to Francis up the middle, and he's busting people, and he picks up 4 yards.
Yeah, these Francis runs, Colin, are putting a lot of pressure in terms of strategy on Mexico City because it continues to open the playbook up for Tallahassee.
Want to give a shout out to Suicide King. He subscribed with Twitch Prime for another month. He's been 8 months in a row. Thank you, sir. As Francis up the middle gets stopped. So after all these heavy runs, it seems like Mexico is getting wise to the tricks of the Pride. That is 6 carries for 26 yards early for Francis, setting up a 3rd down and 4 yards to go. Christensen with split backs. Ty Norris, the tight end, lined up just offset the line of scrimmage. As Christensen drops the throw, throws over Little Norris right in front of the linebacker's hands. Good enough for a first down. Whoa, boy. Number 59, Daniel Garcia, almost came away with the interception.
Shout out to Tom Rahman
for the 100 bits.
Yeah, what's up with you?
As we get an I formation, 2 tight ends, a balance line. Francis, the deep back. Francis will get the handoff, and he manages to squeeze 3 yards out of that lemon.
Was that a goof up in the backfield, or was that designed, Colin? I'm not sure.
We'll have a 2nd and 7 here.
Yeah, we're not going to get a second look at that. But here we go with a power eye again. Only 1 wideout.
As Francis up the middle, breaking tackles and picks up the first down with ease.
So stressful for Mexico City. At this point, they're just hoping for Francis to get gassed.
Ron Cochran with the 500 bits.
Woohoo!
J8065 with another 100. Thank you, gentlemen. There's a look at Francis' early numbers. 8 carries, 35 yards. Christensen with 3 pass attempts. 2 have gone for completions. Split backs in the standard pro set backfield. Here's to give to A.J. Francis up the middle. Francis will pick up about 7 to the 14-yard line, setting up a 2nd and 3.
Tallahassee managing to, gratuitous color guy comment, managed to stay on schedule here with down and distance, Colin.
Standard pro set. Both receivers split to the bottom. Here's to give up the middle to Francis once again, and he gets blown up, sir.
Wow. Soldier have that rock removed.
And that kamikaze linebacker, Jack Brown.
That was a heck of a stop right there to bring up 3rd and 1. Mexico City hoping to stop him again here and hold him to a field goal attempt.
One wide receiver to the bottom, that's Gossett. Fullback close, Francis the deep back in the I formation. Here's to give up the middle of Francis. He picked up the first down and plenty more to the 5-yard line where it'll be 1st and goal. Tackle made by Nick Daggs and Agawa.
That 1st and goal has the Mexico City Aztec defense scrambling in their dictionary to see what that means. I don't believe they've been in that situation at all in the last 8 quarters. So.
Well, it is an Achilles heel of these DB heavy sets. Indy kind of has found out at several points this season as they've run 5 defensive backs as well. 3 tight ends on the field for Tallahassee. Francis again gets the carry. Boy, he's looking tired as he gets down to the 4.
He kind of got himself sort of hung up or snagged at the line a little bit and lost his head of steam.
We get a 2nd and goal from the 4-yard line. 2 receivers to the top of the field for Christensen. Willis in the slot. And instead they'll go back to Francis and they'll only get to the 3.
Interesting here. You'll notice in that last formation the Aztecs had, 8 in the box. They only had 1 safety over the top in the back of the end zone. Vulnerable to a boot here.
3-man backfield. For Tallahassee, Gossett to the bottom of your picture. They go back to Francis one more time, and he lost 2 yards.
And Mexico City does themselves a solid as they get Tallahassee into a 4th and goal here. Cue the kicker.
Richard Douglas, they'll spot this at about the 10. This will be an easy attempt for Douglas. And it splits the sticks right down the boulevard.
And down goes the scoreless streak for the Aztecs. So, Colin, the Tallahassee Pride draws first blood on their very first possession of the game.
The Simulation Football League is brought to you by APM Music, Extraordinary Everest, Heartfelt Messages in the Most Amazing Place on Earth, Bit Central, powered by Fuel, and Harry's Family of Products. As the return by Jeffrey Daggs, he's weaving his way up to about the 30, and we'll get a look at the Hall of Famer that is Mr. Matthew Wilson. The running back is number 28, Ray Bentley. Receivers are Richard Montague and K.L. Barrett. Mike Daggs is the tight end, number 83. We'll set the Tallahassee defense for you after this first play. Wilson under center. Will turn and give to Ray. Hurdles over man and surges forward for a pickup of 7. He had 92 yards last week, did Bentley against St. Louis.
Sweet little run that picks up 7 there right off the bat, Colin. For Tallahassee, what are we looking at on the defense?
For the defense, the defensive ends are Taekwon Hale, number 91, and Hunter Norwood, number 74. E.J. DeQ is the defensive tackle. The corners are the Sprouse brothers, Matthew and Michael, as Wilson goes over the middle and throws. It's caught by K.L. Barrett.
I thought that was picked off. Nice job.
Nobody broke it up. He played the defensive back. Sure, Chappelle, the safety, cut in front of Barrett, and Barrett had to turn into the DB.
Well, that was a messy play, but it turns into an incompletion.
Here's the shotgun look.
delayed handoff? I don't know.
Sure Chappelle is the free safety, number 26. Alex Bond, the strong safety, number 29 is Wilson. Oh, it's almost picked up again. This time it was the reserve player, number 36, Irish Sharp, the backup to Bond. And there's an extra defensive back, able to break on the ball.
Oh, he had it. He had it. Oh, could have had.
Well, I
been a
know
contender.
Could have been a contender. Well, I know which machine they're going to be working on in practice come Monday. It's Lopez. Get ready to kick that one. Get ready to punt it away, rather. And here is the punt. And the return up to the 24 by Swain. Jeffrey Daggs down there in special teams making the tackle. Backing up his brother, Nick.
So Tallahassee gets their second possession here, and we're nearly at the end of the first quarter already, Colin.
As this quarter's moved quickly, it's felt like one of those AAF games. So far as Francis plows ahead for a pickup of 3. That average is now down to about 3.7.
And there's your clock killer right there. Mr. Francis, so many runs by Tallahassee has chewed up a ton of clock, and that might be part of the game plan. One way to keep Mexico City from outscoring you is to limit their possessions. You okay there?
Christensen under center has Francis in the backfield, and he gets carry number 16 already to set up a 3rd and 2. 16 carries, 60 yards, thanks to Shan Varner. Keeping track of the stats for us in the truck. His son Cole is the kicker for Mexico City.
Indeed.
2 receivers to the bottom. Gossett is in the slot. Christensen with a quick drop will flare this out to the fullback right side, and he picks up the first down.
Spectacular tackle, but after the first down was made.
That was number 21, Julius Williams. He's mostly known as the bodyguard for Francis. It's the kind of player that Jim Harbaugh likes.
The muscle. Here we go. One of these interesting full house backfields coming.
3-man look. They give off to Francis, and Francis is tackled right at the line of scrimmage by the heat-seeking missile known as Jack Brown.
Not sure that was the actual play design or not, as two of the two lead halfbacks head to the left side of the formation to throw blocks, and Francis is cutting it back solo to the right and gets tackled behind the line of scrimmage.
Now they spread it out more with 3 wide receivers. Swain is in the slot. Christensen takes a medium drop back, fires this out to Grayson Willis, and there's a catch for him. It still sets up a 3rd and 3, but my colleague is going to have his old man yelling at clouds moment right here.
Right, yeah. These swing passes or these sideline sprint outs that continue to not be executed very well, in my humble opinion. He easily had a first down there if that's thrown leads him a little bit.
Setting up a 3rd and 3. They're calling it 2 on the scoreboard, but it's really closer to 3. Christensen gives off to Francis, broke a tackle. Oh, but we got a flag down. It's MeUndies Laundry on the field. And it comes with 1 second to go in the quarter. Hold on, folks. What does R62 have to tell us?
Number 73.
Oh, that's going to be a backbreaker. We have offensive holding on the Pride. Albert Russell, the defensive tackle. We got MeUndies are the world's most comfortable underwear. Visit MeUndies.com/simulationFL for 15% off your purchase, which will help support the SFL through our partnership. The gift of comfort with 100% satisfaction guarantee, free shipping, and returns. Signature soft and stretchy MeUndies. That's the end of this quarter. Tallahassee leads 3-0. Back on the field. We have a 3rd and 13 following the holding call. Christensen in the gun. We'll put this one up in the air. Pump fake, throws down the field. Oh, and it goes down to Swain. He held on between Brown, and that was Nick Daggs.
Well, that time they do give him forward progress. As they say, breaks the plane of the line of gain before being pushed back.
Aw, thank you, Vancouver Legion. He says, "Hi, Rick. I miss you calling in Denver."
Well, we miss Mr. Hamilton. Congratulations on the success of your play, by the way. As the run by Francis goes up the middle for 6 yards, it's already, I believe, so I'm going to check the stats here, carry number 18 for 66 yards for Francis. Lighten up Francis.
And here is Francis again, and he drags defenders to the first down marker, moving the chains forward.
Well, Mexico City's going to have to start worrying here at the rate Tallahassee's able to chew up the clock. They might be lucky to get 2 more possessions this half at this rate.
I feel like I'm watching an Army or a Navy or a Service Academy game.
There you go.
This is the point I was trying to make, but using too many words. Francis gets it again for carry number 20.
48.
20 already. I see the numbers being computed right now by our man in the truck, Shane Varner. 20 carries, 72 yards for Francis. It's a remarkable performance, but the receivers are making the most out of their limited touches they've gotten so far. 5 of 6 for 36 yards is Christensen. He dumps it off to Francis. Who else? And he sets him up at the 3rd and 5.
Okay, I just have to laugh, right? If they're not handing him the ball, they're just throwing him the ball.
Ken Gossick's got to be like, "Come on, man. I only have 1 catch. You got to throw me the ball."
Yes, well, there's a joke in the second half if he continues to be the featured dude. Oh!
Mexico jumps off sides, and they throw past the first down marker to Gossett. That'll be marked at about the 30, so I imagine they would decline the penalty. As we have yet another case of MeUndies laundry on the field.
Neutral zone infraction, number 91. Defense, the penalty.
Neutral zone infraction called on defensive end number 91, Moises Avila. Excuse me, got a little bit of indigestion from some tacos I had earlier in the day.
That. Nobody wants to hear about that.
Well, that's one thing you got to do when you come down south is try the food.
Oh, the food is excellent here, by the
As
way.
Francis up the middle, he picks up another 7 yards. And
Speaking of getting fed, lighten up Francis with another big carry.
No, that's Alan Urban.
Oh, was that Alan Urban? Oh, my gosh.
The backup, number 30.
He had to wake him up on the sideline to bring him into the game.
And they got 3 tight ends on the field. Now I see Francis back there.
There we go. But they're going to hand off to the fullback. First man through.
Second man through Francis, and he easily picks up the first down.
Yep. Yeah, at this point, if you're Tallahassee, like, fine, Mexico City. If you can't stop it, we're just going to keep running this or some variant of it. Am I wrong?
You're not that wrong.
Yeah. Lancelot. Ah, it's just a rabbit. Go kill it. Oh, it's Francis.
And Francis up the middle again. He picks up 5 down to the 10. As C. Bundy in the chat goes, AJ Francis's journey to 75 carries. Well, Mr. Christensen, I know that's you. Francis is already at 22 carries.
And we're in the red zone again. Mexico City defense half panicked.
As the give goes to Francis, he gets down to 8, so they'll call it a pickup of 2.
Brings up 3rd and 3. Obviously, Tallahassee does not want to be kicking field goals when they should be scoring touchdowns, so this is a big play right here.
They go from the gun. 3 wide receivers. Ty Norris, the tight end, is the 4th eligible option. Christensen has Francis to his left. He will throw to Grayson Willis, who I thought he got in for a moment, but no, they say he stepped out of bounds at the 1-yard line, where it'll be 1st and goal, Tallahassee.
Giving Tallahassee some opportunity to kill more clock.
Actually, it's a halfway genius play if you think about it.
Right. Right. Like I said, if you are going to be successful against Mexico City and all their many weapons, you can't be scoring field goals when you should be scoring touchdowns.
Now we have 2 receivers at the top. Ken Gossett is in the slot this time. Willis is the very top of the screen. Instead, it's a give to Francis, and he actually went backwards. He lost the yard.
Oh, my. Well, and you could see Mexico City had pretty much everybody between the tackles on defense. Tallahassee may have wanted to check down or out of that play. Be that as it may, they still have a couple more whacks at it.
All right, they bring a couple extra tight ends. They try again, and nothing is doing. Stopped at the line of scrimmage.
Brings up 3rd and goal from the 2.
You watch, they're probably going to give it to the first man through or something like that. They got to give Williams at least 1 carry this season.
Goal line force field. Love that comment, by the way.
As the give is to Francis, who stopped at the line of scrimmage. So they didn't go full Pete Carroll in the Super Bowl, and that probably might have served them better there as they're trotting out the kicker for another 3-pointer.
But you notice they didn't try any sweeps, any deception, no delayed handoff. And Mexico City could afford to just throw everybody into the box, unlike out in the midfield area.
Ooh. As the field goal from 19 is good, and fielder 5 is saying the Mexican wall.
The Mexican wall, that's right. Well, that high snap was handled. I don't know who the holder is, Colin, but nice job to bring that thing down and be able to place it for a successful try.
The Simulation Football League, presented by APM Music, is brought to you by Media Tech Institute. Turn your passion into a career. MeUndies, the world's most comfortable underwear. And Matt Doyle Designs, the official design partner of the SFL. I almost said XFL. What am I thinking?
I think you did say XFL. Vince McMahon just PayPal'd you $50.
Look at what's going on in the chat now.
What is? Do we need to separate these people? What the heck?
We do not need to separate these people. Come on.
That's funny. That's funny. Well, we're going to steer clear of politics on that.
Wilson is under center, back to throw for a pass attempt, and this pass goes out to K.O. Barrett, who will pick up a 3 yards. His first catch.
Colin, I alluded to the weapons that Mexico City has. Am I wrong in thinking they're just one good play away from taking the lead here?
Yeah, in spite of all their defensive struggles and the lack of screen time that their offense has received, I agree with you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We've seen this team be explosive before.
It all starts with Wilson.
He's in the shotgun with Bentley on his right hip. He will take the snap. Throw deep down the field. Knocked up in the air. Incomplete.
Super lucky on that are the Tallahassee Pride, as a great play by the cornerback.
Michael Sprouse played the lob route beautifully.
I mean, that was just a straight go. Go, and I'm throwing it to you. There was no hesitation, no nothing. That was the direction the entire time.
So we get a 3rd and 7. Mexico City in danger of already getting a 3-and-out. As Wilson throws sideline complete to Kale Barrett, and that is a killer.
Somehow, the Pride forgets to cover Barrett. Obviously, there's a goof up in the back end as they had two cornerbacks and a safety over on that side of the field with only 2 receivers for Mexico City. They just throw a nice under.
As the Hanson brothers would say, Barrett's a killer. Yeah,
It's a killer. Yeah. Yeah, what are you doing? Putting on the foil. Want some? Yeah, every game.
As Bentley gets his 2nd carry and he gets rumbling ahead for 6 yards. You know, Ray doesn't get talked about. He gets talked about a lot, but lately he's been overshadowed, if you will, by the likes of Mike Daggs in this offense, but he's still very much a centerpiece of this attack.
Absolutely. Probably to Aztec benefit.
As they give off to Bentley again, and this time he gets to the 50 and picks up a 1st down in the process.
So the Aztecs cross midfield here for the first time. Late in the 2nd quarter, Colin.
A broke a tackle. A beaten linebacker. You know, they got a bunch of guys working for peanuts playing the linebacker position. No star players there for the Pride. That was an investment choice made by Frank Gooden and his staff. As Wilson turns and gives to Ray. He ducked the defender, and there goes Ray Bentley all the way down to the 29-yard line.
The Death Ray runs him out into max plus territory.
Look at the guard pulling, and the defender he shot up the gap. He just missed Ray. And the defenders have to clean up the mess.
The back end, yeah.
There's Barrett, who has 3 catches for 15 yards as Wilson slings this one over the middle. It's complete. It'll be 1st and goal, and that is the miracle man, Richard Montague, number 86 on the reception.
And the Aztecs putting themselves into the red zone for the first time tonight, Colin. And they're looking sharp all of a sudden.
As they run the skinny post with Fender all over Montague, but...
You mean Montague. Certainly Montague.
That is his first catch for 15 yards on that last play. Daggs is the only one yet to record a reception, but he's been clearing holes for Ray, as Wilson will have to dump this off to the fullback, number 22, Andreas Tolvar, who gets to the 7.
Not a bad check down. They make a little bit of progress.
We reached the 2-minute warning. You're watching the Simulation Football League, presented by APM Music on Twitch. As it is a quick 2-minute warning. They are one of the new sponsors to come on board. We'll tell you more about them after this play. We get 2nd and goal from the 7. Wilson to the end zone. It's a touchdown for Barrett, but we got a flag. But for the moment, it's a touchdown.
See what we got.
But we got pass interference. On the defense, the penalty is declined, and the score is good, as that was Carroll. Jamal Carroll, the outside linebacker, the guilty party.
As Nostra commentator previewed for everybody, they were just a few plays away from taking the lead here. I want to welcome Denver, the service dog, into the booth. Made the trip with us down to Mexico City this evening for your SATURDAY night game.
It's Cole Varner set to try the extra point attempt. That'll hold the run, Des, the back quarterback, number 16. Yeah, the hold took a while to get down, but the iron leg boots it through for to make it a 7-6 ball game.
Yeah, good patience, too, on that.
Let me tell you about Quip. Quip Design delivers simple ways to keep your mouth healthy with timed vibrations, brush head refills for $5, refilled every 3 months, cover for life with free shipping for life. Use the promo code posted in the chat and your purchases will help support the SFL through our partnership. Quip a more wholesome clean. Meanwhile, the kickoff on the field is returned by the Pride up to the 23. So they're down by a point. Remember, they elected to receive the ball first. So this drive is critical for both teams.
True that, Colin. As Tallahassee now, after having an impressive first half, finds themselves down by a point with under 2 minutes to go.
As Christensen will take the shotgun snap, throws it out to Kenny G, and Ken Gossett spins in the field of play and picks up a first down at 34.
Kenny G, is he still in residence in Las Vegas when he's not playing football?
I don't know.
That soprano sax sometimes is a little much for me.
There is the Quip link in the chat for anybody interested, as Francis will get the pickup for 5 yards. He's got 80 yards on 27 carries.
Wow.
You know, he's not getting the really big runs, but he's definitely grinding them out. Speaking of a guy who's getting a lot of carries and getting big runs, you should have seen the game a week ago where Logan Jack almost could have set the new SFL rushing record. Meanwhile, back on the field, Francis gets stopped at the line of scrimmage, setting up a 3rd and 3. Christensen tried to fit it into Willis, but Pablo Zamora knocked it away from him at the last minute.
Threw the pump fake in there and then ended up delivering the ball late. He was open, ended up running into the defender. By the time the ball get there, allowing the defender to make a play, Colin. I mean, no understand.
And with 48 ticks left, Howard McCoy is on the field for a Pride punt. He gets it away, and it nestles into the arms of Jeffrey Daggs, and Mr. Daggs broke a tackle but gets knocked down at the 25.
Didn't get much on the return, but yeah, there's still 38 seconds left. And I believe this is one of those times where you run a play or two, see what kind of field position you can pick up. If you make some progress, then you start trying to put a score together. If not, you'll run out the clock because you know you're getting the ball to start the second half.
Well, they just showed a shot of defensive tackle E.J. DeQ, and he had a 1-bar face mask, and he's a lineman. As Bentley up the middle, and he gets blown up by Taekwon Hale for a loss of 1. Bentley now down to 38 yards with a long of 22.
Yeah, you know, Tallahassee's playing that 3-4 defense, Colin, and you've got to be technically really sound against an attack like Mexico City. It's hard to stop the run, and it's difficult to get pressure.
2nd and 11. Wilson going deep. Oh, it's caught.
It goes full
by Mike Daggs.
Mike Daggs.
There he shows up.
Mike Daggs goes full Desmond Howard there against Notre Dame. We're going to give Daggs the Heisman at the end of the season for that one.
That was an 18-yard completion. Mexico City has to call a timeout, and for some reason, Ramos Lynn is not happy with his quarterback.
I guess not. But 3 seconds left. This will be a Hail Mary attempt. Does Wilson have enough arm to get it down there?
Well, we've seen him complete one before, one of only 2 successfully completed in the history of this great league. I had the privilege of watching that. You know Wilson's got a cannon. Oh! But he goes down instead. E.J. DeQ.
And the Pride's 3-man rush makes them pay. I can't believe I'm saying that. That never happens.
As we reach the end of the second quarter, the score is Mexico City 7, Tallahassee 6. As we take a look at the stats here, Rick, it's Tallahassee has the advantage in all the statistical categories, but they've struggled in the red zone.
I got to say, it's embarrassing to see 16 to 5 minutes advantage for Tallahassee with the ball and be down a point. I mean, come on.
Welcome into the chat, Crazy Gates 2000. He says, wasn't there a third Hail Mary touchdown? Well, I think there was, but it was in the preseason back in the league's first year between Grand Rapids and the Dallas Stars.
Oh, Grand Rapids, forgot about that.
So there's been only 2 perfect in the regular season so far.
Sorry, the Denver Nightwings is pretty dang funny.
About the size of the universe. That's a good one from Jeremy, whose team is coming off a bye, and they're undefeated at 5-0 and flying high. Back on the field, the Aztecs will receive the ball to start the second half of play. Pride coming into this game were number 4 in the power rankings. Mexico City following their second consecutive shutout against the St. Louis Gladiators, 44-0. Moved up to number 1. In 2 spots, they were number 3 previously. Kickoff is away, fielded by Jeffrey Daggs, and Mr. Daggs will field it up to the 34.
Now that's a decent return. It's kind of binary in the SFL. Sort of no return, kind of a couple of yards plowed under, or boom, a touchdown.
And we've seen a couple of those boom touchdowns in the past, although they've been quite rare for us, at least in the games that we have called.
That's right.
3 wide receivers for Wilson in the shotgun. Bentley next to him will step back to throw, has the rush on, throws it deep, and Mike Daggs with his second catch as he gets down to the 31-yard line. And in one throw, Wilson is now over 100 yards, exactly at a 101.
Precisely at 101. Well, Mike Daggs sort of wakes up and begins to find hit his stride as he's finding holes and seams in that zone. And Wilson is finding him. No surprise at all.
Well, Daggs is not that very hard to find after all. He's 6'7", 265. So he's like a redwood tree in the forest.
That's right. That's right. He's missed very few buffet tables.
And I tell you, this buffet line with this 3-man alignment, they haven't gotten that many sacks. Here's another completion to Daggs, and they pick up 7. So looks like they've changed tack here coming out of the locker room.
Yep, exactly. I think they've had enough of Tallahassee running lighten up Francis at them. And they're going to return the favor and just start scoring.
3 catches, 38 yards for Mike Daggs now. With that last completion, setting up a 2nd and 3. Here's Ray Bentley exploding through the hole down to the 15-yard line, setting up a 1st and 10. Boy, I tell you, those boys up front are sure clearing away for Bentley and keeping the jersey clean for a Hall of Famer in Wilson.
Keeping the jersey clean. They only gave up that 1 sack on the Hail Mary attempt right at the end of the half.
There's a look at Bentley's early statistical numbers. He's now up to 46 yards on 7 totes. Here's Wilson back to throw. Throws to the end zone. Knocked away. Or that might have been dropped by Barrett, the way he's looking.
We'll have to see here if we get a replay. Either way, it's bringing up 2nd and 10. On the Tallahassee 15. 9:21 to go. You're watching the SFL, brought to you by APM Music on Twitch.
And I have some facts about this rivalry we can give to you after the play. 2nd and 10, Wilson swings it out to Ray Bentley, his first catch, and he picks up a yard for his troubles.
Picks up a yard and a headache.
This is the 11th meeting between the Pride and the Aztecs. They've met twice in the playoffs throughout time. It sets up a 3rd and 9.
Obviously, Mexico City would like to pick up the first down here. Put more points on the board than just 3.
Wilson takes the snap. Oh! It'll go down.
Oh, went down hard.
EJ DeQ, he's feasting tonight, man.
He wants a flag, and he's slow getting up.
This isn't the NFL where we protect our quarterbacks in a princess manner. This is more like that AAF.
He thinks he went after his legs, but he tackled him around the waist, slid down, and Wilson's back up. And we'll have a field goal attempt.
Out of the right hash, Cole Varner, probably one of the better kickers in league history, and he splits it right down the pipe from 36, no problem. So the Aztecs take the opening possession of third quarter, and that's on 3 points. They extend their lead 10-6.
And probably the good news for Tallahassee is they only gave up 3, and it's still a one-score game. At the way the last couple of Aztec possessions have worked out, Colin, you got to be worried if you're Tallahassee. And again, we'll go back to scoring field goals when we should have scored touchdown. Sorry.
The SFL presented by AP Music is brought to you by Quip, Perfect Oral Care Deliver, and ScoreStream, the official score updates app of the SFL, as well as Spy Goat, the sound choice, and Movement Premium Watches, Sunglasses, and Accessories. A touchback was called, and the ball will get out to the 20. This is the 11th meeting between the Pride and the Aztecs. The Aztecs have won all 3 games against the Pride in their own building, but have never beaten Tallahassee on the road. The Aztecs have only won once since advancing to the Season 5 championship against the Pride. That was back in September of 2015. And these two teams last met in the last year's semifinal, won 13-10 by Mexico City. Just a little bit of a history flavor for you. Of course, Clipgate is still fresh in everybody's mind. It's actually played on your birthday, Rick, as AJ Francis gets yet another toe to the ball. I think he's close to 30. They'll mark him up. He's got 93 yards at the moment, but I believe the number should put him close to 100. Setting up a 3rd and 2.
My birthday's coming up. Cards, letters, and cash is always appreciated.
30 carries, 96 yards for Francis. Will he get carry number 31? Yes, he will. Guard pulls, but he lost. He lost 3 yards.
At least.
So that sends him back down to about 93 yards by my rough math. Is Dorian Lopez bursting through to make the TFL. And Mexico all of a sudden with the momentum.
Yes, they get the stop. And they should get a fairly decent field position out of this punt.
Wilson has been hot lately as Jeffrey Daggs calls the fair catch in his own 45-yard line, following the McCoy kick.
Well, Tallahassee's D is going to have to come up with something special here. They cannot afford to give up a touchdown. A field goal still keeps it a 1-point game, but
a 2-score game.
What did I say? 1 point.
You said 1 point.
Yeah, 1-score game.
As Wilson changes to playing the shotgun, he throws to the sideline. It's complete to Richard Montague for a pickup of 4. Wilson now up to 114. Christensen at 77. That is Montague's 6th reception on 7 targets. He's only missed 1. so far as Wilson lines up under center. Turns, gives to Ray, and Ray is snowed under by white jerseys led by EJ DeQ and Jeff Eaton, the inside linebacker.
Nice job by the Tallahassee line and linebackers, as they were a little undermanned there, but they still are able to shed their blocks and make that stop.
It's 3rd and 6. They give to Ray, and that's not going to help him at all.
Try the same play to the left side of the formation that time, Colin.
Taekwon Hale said, nope, you're not. You shall not pass.
You should not until you answer 3 questions. Well, while they're trying to figure out what their favorite color is, it's going to bring on the punting unit for Mexico City, Ciudad de Mexico.
Yeah, we saw Jeffrey Daggs. He also gets some time on special teams while backing up his brother. As the punt is away, fielded inside the 10 and brought up to about the 21.
Also, other than burning off a little bit of time on the clock, Tallahassee's sort of back where they started or ended their last possession. See if they've figured anything out here, Colin.
They got those paw prints, but so far those paw prints haven't brought them any good juju.
Not yet.
1st and 10, Christensen back to throw. Throws down the middle, field, it's in the air, and almost intercepted. Jason Stackhouse to back up to Norris. Had it knocked away by Nick Daggs, a player I know well.
My goodness. That was very well defended. Surprising they tried to squeeze it in there.
10 up 13 for 77 yards is Christensen with that last attempt. It'll be a 2nd and 10. I think Tallahassee's realized that Mexico City is on to their heavy dose of Mr. Francis, and we might throw the ball later. They're trying to mix things up. As Christensen calls an audible at the line of scrimmage. He will get off to Francis, and he will pick up 3 yards, setting up a 3rd and 7.
That's respectable. Not exactly what they were looking for. They like to bring up 3rd and less than 5, but gives them a fighting chance here.
There's Grayson Willis matched up on the undrafted free agent Antayumi. As Christensen will throw over the middle of the field. It's complete in the tight window. And that's Ken Gossett for the 1st down.
Man, hats off to that play. So that was also in traffic. At some point, Tallahassee's got to be throwing deep. Post something.
Looked like that was a short slant right in front of Franagawa.
Yep. Yeah, Mexico City obviously has those sort of West Coast type concepts figured out, and they're waiting for them. Just waiting for Tallahassee to figure that out and do something different when they throw the ball.
They spread out with 3 wide receivers, 2 to the bottom, 1 to the top. As Christensen settles in, throws for Willis, who picks up 9 on that pretty good outcut. That's his 3rd catch on 5 targets for Mr. Willis.
Mr. Willis.
Third catch for 3 catches for 21 yards for Willis. Gossett leads the way with 48 on 5 receptions. 2nd and 1. A.J. Francis is stopped in the backfield, but by who else? Jack Brown.
What are we, on the goal line at midfield here?
I tell you, man, that guy always seems to be around the ball.
Yeah. Francis seems to be able to run at will unless it's a short yardage, like 2 or less situation.
Now 3rd and 1, they give to Francis, and this time he picks up the 1st down.
There he goes.
They must have the goal line force field in effect or something. As time continues to tick away, the Pride are at the Aztec 49-yard line, 1st and 10. Offset I formation to the left-hand side. Norris flexed out. Christensen, quick drop, throws it out to Julius Williams, and he blow it up, sir.
Williams, you know, he needs to practice a juke move. All he needed to do was to throw his shoulders to the outside and then cut back inside.
That was Franagawa on the tackle, playing beautiful.
Wow.
That particular play there. We have a 2nd and 7. It's a split shotgun look. One receiver to either side. Mexico counters with a nickel defense. Over the middle they go. Complete to Ty Norris, his 2nd reception. First time we called his name in a while. And he picks up a huge first down as the undrafted rookie.
Nice. It throws it, puts it right on his hands in stride. And the Norris division picks up a first down.
As Steve Pundy talking about the Williams catch from earlier says, I'm sorry, I'll pay for concussion insurance. As A.J. Francis was snowed under by the Red Sea of jerseys.
Yeah, tries to make something out of nothing by bouncing out to his left and still gets nothing and likes it. You'll get nothing and like it. Get dressed, Spalding. You're playing golf today. I'm not. I'm playing tennis. You'll play golf and you like it.
What movie is that from? As we have 3 tight ends on the field. Here's to get to Francis. And, you know, they're going with these goal line heavy sets here on early downs, trying to cross up this defense that's really built more for the 4-2-5 and the 3-3-5 nickel defense, if you will. Sets up a 3rd and 6.
Well, they're obviously keying on Francis, and it's working. I mean, he's gotten a few decent chunk yardage plays.
As Christensen throws, it's complete to Gossett, who turned the corner enough on that out route to pick up the first down.
Yeah, Ken Lewis Gossett Jr. taking time out from training naval aviators to play SFL football.
As Francis, he's now at 36 carries for 108 to check back in on his numbers. I don't know what the single season record, game record is for carries in a game, but Francis has got to be up there. He gets carry number 37. He picks up 7 yards.
As Liam Crowder and his mates would say, he's giving it a go.
Steve Pundy goes, oh no, our minutes, the red zone. And some of his teammates
Tallahassee should try scoring from outside the red zone.
They go 3 tight ends. The power to Francis. He cut back to the middle, and guess who was there? Jack Brown.
Yeah, how many yards did Francis get in the red zone there? 0.
Eddie Gage goes, Francis is going to be asked for a hot tub to be brought to the sideline. He's not going to wait till Monday morning when they come in.
Let's see. Well, he needs to score here. I'm sorry.
Willis in the slot.
Tallahassee linemen need to do their job.
And they give it off to Francis one more time, and he's stopped again. He's stopped again.
Well, as Tallahassee attends the smorgasbord of offense, but keeps picking field goal from the buffet line, Colin.
As we reach the end of the 3rd quarter, it's 10-6. Aztecs in front. You're watching Rivalry Night on the SFL, presented by APM Music on Twitch. I'm Colin Northrup. He's Rick Northrup. We have Shan Varner in the truck doing stats. His kid has already kicked the field goal. Cole Varner for the Mexico team. Here's the 3rd attempt of the day for Douglas, and Richard Douglas boots it through from 29.
Douglas leads all scorers.
You know, Houston was in that position for a few weeks this season, where the kickout was the leading scorer in some of their games.
Yeah, well, your kicker at the end of the season is always going to be one of your leading scorers, but Tallahassee's been they've had first and goal at least once, if not twice. They've been in the red zone 3 times, and they got 9 points.
And the kickoff goes to Jeffrey Daggs, and Daggs goes flying up the middle, 28.
And the Aztecs couldn't be happier as they get the ball with a 1-point lead. 10:53 here in the fourth quarter on SATUR-DAY rivalry night.
And then people were saying it was Allen Urban who got the carry. They should have waited till the end of the quarter so that Francis got his rest and then got the ball on third down play, perhaps. Oh, wow.
Potentially.
As Wilson over the middle completes it to
That guy.
the tight end. That is number 89, Diego Chavez. Diego Chavo. Back up to Daggs. He picks up 9 yards.
Colin, what haven't we seen yet in this game? And we're already in the fourth quarter. Turnover. We haven't seen turnover.
Oh, great. Now a turnover will happen because you said it.
Uh-oh. Well,
Pick up 9 yards on first down. Here's to give to Ray Bentley. On second down, he's busting through people. I tell you what, Ray's not been getting the yardage chunks we're used to seeing him, but he's certainly in his usual form.
yes, sir. And, it's not my fault that I recognized, along with potentially the universe, that there have been no turnovers. If one happens, happens.
10 carries, 46 yards per Ray. As Wilson will throw over the middle, knocked up in the air by Jeff Eaton.
There was your turnover right there. In an alternate universe, it happened.
10 carries, 46 yards for Ray.
I don't know why you hot dog around like that when you basically dropped an interception.
I know, just go back to the huddle.
I mean, hold your head in shame.
You got a split shotgun look. Wilson has a back either side of him, flanking him. And he will throw this one out, complete to Cale Barrett for about a 6-yard pickup, setting up a 3rd and 4. You know, these Sprouse brothers, we get a lot of families here. The Sprouse brothers are quietly some of the best cornerback tandems I've seen.
Indeed, they're very effective holding down the back end for the Aztecs, Colin.
As Wilson, same formation as before, takes a snap, will go deep, he had a man open. It is Mike Daggs, and Mike Daggs scores a touchdown.
Is that our go route from the first half? That was the intended receiver. He was the primary target the whole time. As they go back to it, I think they maybe run him on the post instead of the streak.
13 of 15.
No, he just goes.
For over 100 yards, and sure Chappelle just could not catch up to that one, as Wilson is now at 148.
And you mentioned earlier, Colin, what a large boy Daggs is. And I think even though they've been playing for 3 quarters plus against him, still surprised at how he gets off the line and down the field so darn quickly.
One-handed spinning back around the opposite way.
You know what? When you're an athlete, you're an athlete, and the extra point is good.
Now it's 17-9, and if the pressure wasn't really squeezing the Tallahassee offense, now it's just about suffocating them.
Suffocating. Whoa. We're going full dramatic, although you're probably not wrong, as they've shown a singular inability to put the ball in the end zone has the pride.
And TJ Keg, SFL, made a very interesting point earlier in the chat as the return goes up to the 22. Mexico City's non-touchdown streak, they're now calling it, has the potential to span 3 games.
Yeah, haven't given up a touchdown exactly. Why not? Why not? Tallahassee resting on their laurels of breaking that scoreless streak and hasn't done a whole lot since.
And again, they go in these heavy formations. It's all well and good, but the only contracted star besides Francis, who gets yet another carry, helped pick up 6 yards. Ty Norris in these formations is Francis is now approaching 40 carries. He is 38 with 118 rushing yards, but no touchdowns to his name. Second down at 6. Christensen in the gun. Sets up with 3 receivers, 2 to the bottom, 1 to the top. As he throws to Kenny G, who makes a tiptoeing acrobatic catch out of bounds for the first down.
It's a terrific play. Terrific. Love to watch that.
First and 10 from the 32.
That brings to mind the concept, Colin, that probably a couple players from Tallahassee are going to have to step up here in the late going of this game down in Mexico City.
Jason Stackhouse in the backfield with Williams and Francis as Francis gets carry number 39, plows ahead for 4 yards, setting up 2nd and 6. I all of a sudden didn't remember basic math.
Well, the electric atmosphere in Mexico City as they extort their team onto another victory here, hopefully.
As Christensen pumps, goes on the middle. Fly Norris with a nice catch down to the 46. That's some yak for you.
Yeah.
If I've ever seen one.
Your boy Norris from earlier in the game. Is he the one that's going to step up? Certainly right there gets them over midfield into plus territory. I want to thank Shan Varner again for compiling the stats for everybody, for us.
19 of 22 is Christensen for 158 yards. So they're certainly producing as Francis gets carry number 40 and he picks up 5 yards with it.
Yeah, a little first half Francis right there, potentially. And you can just kind of feel Tallahassee's offense sort of starting to gel again like they were in the first quarter.
Gossett's caught all 6 balls, so he leads the Pride receivers with 62 yards.
Really?
Although Norris has 3 catches for 24. Christensen over the middle, knocked away. That's the first target to Gossett that has not been a completed ball.
Christensen nearly giving the game away there.
Branagawa knocking it up in the air, incomplete. Only a combined 6 incompletions between these quarterbacks so far today. Fairly impressive.
Absolutely.
We have a 3rd and 5 for Christensen. And he's going to take the snap. Has a clean pocket. Dumps this off to Grayson Willis, who gets out of bounds at the 33-yard line.
How did he get it over the defender? That was nice. With his magic.
Wilson, with that last touchdown to Daggs, is now at 202 yards. This guy threw for 379, I want to say, and 4 touchdowns last week.
Quite a show. There's a good reason that he's the man.
Christensen, quick out cut to Willis. That will pick up about 3 yards.
Run that deeper. At least I get now trying to preserve clock, but still need some more yardage.
4 catches on 6 targets for Willis, who's out of the game right now. Gossett is in as the lone receiver to the top of your picture. Williams close. Francis deep. Here's the get to Francis. Carry number 41, and he's still looking fresh as he goes down to the 22.
Wow. Yeah. Suddenly, he's back to life.
And I tell you, man, this machine keeps rolling. But I hope for their sake they don't get bogged down in the red zone.
They need to try scoring, putting it in the end zone from right here, just outside the red zone.
As Francis gets carry number 42, and Jeffrey Daggs lays the lumber down.
Oh, man.
You know, Francis is averaging 3.3 yards a carry, but, you know, the guy is He's done it all. He's touched the ball in total now 43 times. We get a 2nd and 6. 2 tight ends, a balanced line. Give again to Francis, dragging defenders to the 13. Setting up a 3rd and 1.
As the Pride try and break the Aztec Black Magic spell in the red zone here. Oh, a 3rd and short in the red zone. Uh-oh, no linebackers. Right up the middle. Come on, come on.
They're almost inviting you to run here. And they will.
Yeah.
And Francis gets to the goal line, to the 6-yard line, setting up a 1st and goal.
And Mexico City makes a crucial mistake on their defensive call on 3rd and short against the Pride.
With 3 tight ends on the field, they go nickel. As they go spread them out a little bit, they go split backs, 1 receiver to either side. Christensen this time will throw. Going to Ty Norris, and they get down to the 3. That's a little bit different from what we've seen.
Yeah, not bad. Not bad. They probably had an opportunity to run the ball there, too. They would need to have taken their tight end on the left side of the formation, try and run one of those linebackers off, leaving just one linebacker to cover the center of the line of scrimmage, but here we go.
Now look, they have Gossett in the slot. They give to Francis instead, and it's like Groundhog Day.
And
Jack Brown again.
And Tallahassee makes a mistake as they run right into the teeth of the defense. That's got to be, what, the 7th or 9th play that they've tried near the goal line to run up the middle against the stack box.
Well, this time the box is a little lighter. Christensen to throw. End zone. And we got a touchdown. The iceberg is broken.
And
Tallahassee scores.
Wow, there we go. Well done, Tallahassee Pride. Your Tallahassee Pride. Depressing your Mexico City Aztecs.
He ran the perfect outcut, and Nick Daggs was trailing too far behind. And looks like, yep, they're going to go for 2 with 3:41 left. Down 15 to 17.
I don't know. You can at least force him to kick a field goal, only gets you a tie.
And Francis doesn't get it.
Oh, no. Can we see that one again, please?
Oh, somebody will have to clip that later.
I guess. What are you thinking? Your 2-point plays, am I wrong, Colin? I'm not even a football coach, but that's when your special plays come out. Stuff they'd never seen before. That was a very pedestrian Tallahassee handoff to Francis up the middle.
And they will kick it away, so hope their defense can come up with another stop due to Pride. And Jeffrey Daggs sets up his team.
Well, 3:37 to go, Colin. Obviously, Tallahassee is vulnerable to the 3:35 scoring drive by Mexico City, and they only need a field goal to take the lead. Tallahassee Brain Trust having a bit of a brain cramp in going for 2.
Although getting a field goal still gets you the lead, as you mentioned.
That's what I'm saying. A field goal would have only tied. They would have still been tied.
The pass over the middle goes to the 38-yard line, complete for 1st down.
Of course, Coach Ramos and the Brain Trust for Mexico City would prefer just to score a touchdown and stick a fork in the Pride.
And the Pride coming in with 3-2. Mexico City 5 and
who's this guy going to cover right here?
4-1. They got
the 45, just sort of in his zone.
As Wilson over the middle. Oh, that was almost picked off, but Cale Barrett with a killer reception. He picks up 9.
Of course, nobody could see me pointing at the player in the defensive formation, but you might have known who I was
2nd and 1. Clock ticking down. It's Wilson.
A lot of guts using all of the play clock here.
It gets
Still
to
at the 50.
Ray, and Ray breaks a tackle and gets to into Pride territory to 42.
That's going to probably take us down to the 2-minute warning here, Colin. So we get another look at it, just bobbing and weaving.
Just that little swim move like we saw from Francis earlier. A lot of these tailbacks look to use it as they're going through the hole.
Which is super surprising. We'll leave it at that.
And we have reached the 2-minute warning of the SFL presented by APM Music on Twitch. This is the Quip 2-minute warning. Now for some more information about Quip after this play, this most critical play coming out of the 2-minute warning. 1st and 10 to 42, Matt Wilson will hand it off to Ray Bentley. Bentley exploding through the hole and picks up a first down to the 31.
And that with their kicker, that probably puts them in field goal range here.
That is his 13th rush attempt.
And Quip, will you be telling us about that?
Quip design delivers simple ways to keep your mouth healthy with timed vibrations. Brush head refills for $5, refilled every three months. Covered for life with free shipping for life. Use the link posted in the chat, and your purchase will help support the SFL through our partnership. Quip, a more wholesome clean. Ray Bentley will get racked up at his 29.
Tallahassee trying to preserve some clock here. They know they are about to go down by at least one.
Carry number 14 for Bentley. Picks up 2 yards and should put him about close to 8 yards. My math is correct. About 78. Rough math. As Bentley takes it on the stretch. It's stopped at the 27. The Pride called their last timeout.
So it's going to come down to this 3rd and long. If they can hold them here, they will hold them then to a long field goal with around a minute and a half to go if all those things work out.
They got 3 wide receivers. Wilson in the gun. Are they going to do what I think they're going to do? Yep, they're going to throw to try and win them the game. Over the middle of Mike Diggs, and he gets to the end zone for the touchdown.
Excellent call. Excellent call. Why not? We're already in field goal range. Let's just take a shot.
Mike Diggs on the post cut. Linebacker just let him go. And sure, Chappelle, I know he's quick and all, but he couldn't keep up with the big guy. And that should just about do it. 16 of 18 for 220 yards, 3 touchdown passes on the day for Wilson. Five catches, 89 yards, and that's his 2nd touchdown. So with 1:43 left, Mexico City in front of Tallahassee, 24-15.
Well, they're up by 9, and there's no 9-point play in the SFL, Colin, if I'm correct. However, if Tallahassee would have kicked their extra point, they'd be down by 8. There is an 8-point play in the SFL. C'est la vie, Tallahassee.
Varner's kick is away down to the 1. Swain will return this one up to the 22. And that is Juan Bosco's 3rd tackle. He was down there in special teams.
Well, Tallahassee has their work cut out for them, Colin. They need 2 scores. Minute 39 to go, and no timeouts.
It's all on the right shoulder of Christian Christensen, who also serves as the team's general manager. He's back to throw over the middle. Oh! Nick Naggs almost put a capper on it after his dad sealed the win again.
That's at least our third, if not fourth. Should have been a turnover or an interception this game. But so far the teams are perfect, no turnovers.
Looks like the pass was intended for number 19, Wes Turner. As we get a 2nd and 10.
His brother, Paige Turner, never really worked out.
Norris gets the slant cut over the middle. And here we go with Uriah. This is the set you want to be in if you're the Pride, though. Got all it. Very pass-heavy formation as they continue to move down the field. It's a pickup of about 9.5, close to 10.
What haven't we seen out of the Pride, Colin, tonight in the passing game?
Deep stuff.
Absolutely. Nothing more than about 10 to 15 yards. And I think that's part of when they do their analysis, that's going to be identified as part of the problem.
Billy Joe Black just flat out dropped the football. Incomplete, stops the clock, however.
A lot of over the middle in traffic passing concepts, which Mexico City is more than happy to defend. And you can't really.
They're going to run the ball.
I was going to say, you can't really hand it off to Ron Francis very much here, needing 2 scores with a minute to go.
They did there. Again for the 2nd play in a row. Francis is now approaching the 50 carry mark. He's at 48, I believe. Now this is 49. And they're just stuck in this formation. And Francis, I believe he's gonna get his 50 with that last carry.
And a first down.
As Christensen spikes the ball with 15 seconds left. They have a 2nd and 10 from their own 41. And it is confirmed. The stats man has confirmed it. A.J. Francis has had 50 carries for 165 yards.
Wow. That boy's going to be tired. As we're 4 wide here. 15 seconds to go.
As Christensen has some pressure, steps up, throws it deep down the field. Knocked away, but still time for one more shot. Christensen, 24-31 for 206 and a touchdown.
That sounds a good stat line.
Jack Brown, he had 5 TFLs. They'll line up in the Hail Mary formation again, 3rd and 10. Pressure coming. The throw complete. And that's the game. Final score. Mexico City 24, Tallahassee Pride 15.
You see the unbelievable time of possession stat, 31-12.
But yet they lost the game.
Are you kidding me? Well, 3 straight field goals to open the scoring for the Pride. Turns out to be their Achilles heel. As we watch some of the highlights here from the game, Wilson 228.
Christensen 206. You know, we got a new sponsor for playing the game. Extraordinary Everest. You know, extraordinary gifts from the most amazing, extraordinary place on earth. They hauled yaks up to deliver stones up to Mount Everest. that people can personalize online.
Aren't they also cleaning up all the used O2 bottles on Mount Everest? I believe that's part of what they're doing as well. I believe you can get, well, we'll see. Gifts and things.
JTQ with 2 sacks. And, you know, both teams played really well, but at the end of the day, it was the red zone defense that really, and the red zone struggles for Tallahassee that made all the difference.
Or you could say, hey, you know, tip of the hat to Mexico City. Their red zone defense makes enough of a difference for their offense to wake up in the second half.
And the extraordinary Everest player of the game, no surprise really. Mike Daggs, 5 catches, 147 yards, 29.4 yards per reception, along with 2 touchdowns.
Congratulations, Mike Daggs. Well deserved.
Well, for those of us at the Simulation Football League, I'm Colin Northup. Here's Rick Northup. Shan Varner was on stats. He did a fantastic job keeping track of the Odyssey to 50 carries for Mr. A.J. Francis. For those of us at the Simulation Football League, have a good evening. Good night.